Hi everyone, Tasneem here. In this video, I will be showing you how to get a painted look using your stamps and some distress inks, which work great for watercoloring. I'm using a 140-pound Strathmore watercolor paper, a round tip brush, and some clean water. I also have a paper towel and a spare sheet of watercolor paper on the side. I'll be using this flower stamp from Altini's Scribbled Flower set. As I started painting, my camera stopped recording and I didn't realize it until I was done with the first flower. But don't worry, you'll be seeing me paint the second one, which I'll be painting in the exact same way as the first one. So first, I'm inking the stamp in fired brick. I will stamp it off once on the spare sheet of paper, then stamp it on my card base. This way the color is not too concentrated and it will give me a variation in shade as I spread the color with a wet brush. I'm using a slightly damp brush. Since I'm working on a small area, I don't want to use too much water. I'm starting at the center and going over the inked area, then carefully spreading the color around. Notice that I'm not coloring all the way to the edge of the next layer. Leaving a slight bit of white space will help define the layers and will also give the illusion of highlights. So I'm repeating the same painting pattern for all the layers, working my way from the center and moving to the outer layers. First dampening the inked area and then spreading the color around it in the shape of petals. If you want, you can add ink to some areas to give them more definition. For the third small flower, I'm using the same stamp, but after stamping it off once, I'm wiping some of the ink away from the outer layers. And I'll be coloring it the same way, so first going over the inked area and then spreading the color carefully around it. And once again, I'm adding some shades in various places using the distress ink. I'll be using these two stamps for my leaves, and I'm using two shades of green inks. First, I'm inking the leaf in Shabby Shatters, then rolling the edges on Mowed Lawn. This way I'll get a nice blend of both colors when I paint the leaf. So as before, I'm using a slightly damp brush to draw color from the stamped areas and spread it around. I decided that this leaf needed a bit more of Mowed Lawn, so I'm applying some ink directly to the wet leaf. I'll repeat the same process with my second leaf. Notice that for the leaves, I did not stamp them off once first. That's because these are outline images with considerable large white space. If I stamped them off first, the color would have become too light. I like to apply color in the areas surrounding the leaves to give the illusion of background greenery. For the third leaf, I'm inking only the top portion of the stamp in Shabby Shatters and Mowed Lawn. I'm covering the flower with a scratch paper to make sure I don't accidentally get some green ink on it. Now I will spread the ink with a damp brush. Next, I will go ahead and trim this to 4 inches by 4 inches. Here is the trimmed piece and a white die-cut frame. It's a delicate floral frame by Memory Box. I'm applying Tombow Mono Multi-Liquid Glue in small dots on various places all over the back of the frame and adhere it over my painting. I already embossed my sentiment in gold on a strip of white cardstock. I just cut one edge at an angle, and next I will trim this piece and adhere it using foam tapes. All that's left now is to adhere my finished piece to a card base. I'm using a tape runner, which is a strong adhesive. I hope you enjoyed today's technique and give it a try. Thanks so much for watching.